independent contractor.
Okay, but you've just
if the
created
other
a new
indicia-
rule that you are heavily involved in creating that received a lot of notice and comment, and you finalized it, you signed off on it. And so the question is whether under that rule, someone will be forcibly reclassified against their will. So let's take a concrete example. There's a group called Women in Motion. This is a group of truck drivers. Don't know if you've met with them. I'd really encourage you to. They're a great group, and they've told some stories. For example, we have Bambi. Is that Bambi behind me? Yes, it is. Who says that she likes to be an independent contractor. She's chosen to do so because I wanted to run my own business. I felt it was time for me to grow. And when asked how a ban on independent contracting would impact her life, she said it would be devastating. My family depends on my income and the flexibility that being an independent contractor provides. A ban or restriction would limit both of those. So can you assure Bambi, who is an owner-operator, a truck driver, that this new rule will not change her status?
Well, Congressman, the outcome of applying the test really does depend on the facts of a particular circumstance.
Okay, but she's an independent owner-operator, a truck driver. There's a lot of do you know how many of those people there are, by the way, in the country? Independent contractors or truck drivers?
Well, I understand that. I understand what you're saying.
How many are there? Do you know?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, there's about 350,000, I believe. So just take your standard, typical example. Bambi, can you assure her that you're not going to come after her and tell her that she's got to run her business differently now? Can you assure her of that?
So, Congressman, the purpose of having a rule and a test is so that we can make sure that working people who should be entitled to the protections of the Fair Labor Standards Act get them. That is not inconsistent with the ability of bona fide independent contractors to operate.
Okay, I'm asking you a simple question about this particular person. And you can answer these questions because when you were labor secretary, you didn't enforce AB 5 against whole categories of people that were exempted and were defined in the statute as it not being subject to. So I'm asking you right now, are independent owner-operator truck drivers going to be treated differently under the rule that you just published than they were under the pre-existing rule? Yes or no?
Well, first, let me say, Congressman, what you just said yourself is that several categories were exempted from AB 5, so therefore not enforcing against them is what the law said, right? They were not covered by AB 5.
Right.
The point you're making and saying it's simple, I'm telling you it's not simple because you have to apply the facts of a case to the law.
You're missing the point. At the point at which in a statute you could say this whole category, this whole profession is exempt from the law, that was not a fact-dependent determination. And so I'm asking this particular profession, truck drivers, independent owner-operators, hundreds of thousands of them that are vital to our supply chain, can you give us an answer right now as to how they will be treated under this new rule?
Well, our new rule does not have entire exemptions for entire industries. That's not what the case law says. And so we were following both the plain language of the Fair Labor Standards Act and the cases that have interpreted it. That is what is within my authority to do, and that is what the final rule does.